Children are the leaders of tomorrow. Of course, this is an adage that continues to resonate in the society. A lot of times we talk about the children. They have myriad of challenges facing them. The question is, how much help have they received or are they receiving to help them become who they should be? Just a day ago, we had the Children's Day celebration in Nigeria, and the message has continued to be for all hands to be on deck to create a conducive environment for them to grow so that the family and the society can be better for it. And so in this week's edition of Midweek Connect, we will be looking at children and all there is about them. So I hope you join us in this discussion. But before we dive into that, let's bring you the tidbits. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpewolu is urging children in the state to shun all forms of activities that could truncate their future, just as he promises to provide conducive environment for teaching and learning in schools across the state. He was at the Sambulu Bemudia Stadium for the celebration of this year's Children's Day.
That we are working every day to make your school better and safer. We have hired new teachers so that you can have the care and support you deserve in the classroom.
We are privileged to have a governor whose leadership continues to advance the cause of children and youth, focusing on security, has made it clear that the well-being of children is a top priority.
We sincerely appreciate your dedication to ensuring the safety, rights, and total well-being of every child in our state.
Their day with them.
Our future, so we have to be part of their development. We have to roll with them, we have to be happy with them, we have to celebrate them in every aspect.
Love them, we cherish them, and we pray for them that they have to work so hard so that they can step into our shoes.
These children, they are going to grow up and they become responsible citizens. So what we need to do is to nurture them, is to care for them, provide for them.
I know, by God's grace, God is going to use them to change our country.
They should focus on their dreams and be hardworking. We know they are the future generation. And wherever children are, they spread happiness.
The day has been so fun, and thank you NTA for giving us this great opportunity to express ourselves.
It has been an enjoyable and a memorable day for me.
And I found the opportunity to make new friends.
The favorite part right now is the quiz. It was good and everything.
Outside Children's celebration, grade level 1 officers recently recruited into the Edo State Civil Service and Public Service have been taking lessons on rules of engagement to enhance productivity. Governor Monday Okpewolu urged the new entrants to aspire to achieve effective service delivery.
And regulations of the service, I expect you, as ambassadors of the government, as ambassadors of the state, to demonstrate high integrity wherever you are posted.
Pension liability on the part of government is not massive. Ghana brought about this new contributory pension scheme whereby retirees do not 100% rely on government to take care of their pension entitlements. After 2 years, it should be confirmed. If you are not confirmed, this is what is wrong.
We, the grade 1 staff, have heard all you said, and we pledge our loyalty to the Edo State government.
This is Midweek Connect on NTA Benin, if you are just joining us. And when we return from this break, the conversation will kick off. Please stay tuned.
NTA Benin, reaching you from the ancient city of bronze, the cradle of black civilization.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Or broken, otherwise known as Waka.
This is Health Plus. Today, searchlight on universal healthcare. What does it mean?
Diphtheria is a vaccine-preventable disease. It is highly fatal.
It's good to sing praise unto our God, for it is pleasant and praise is comely.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode on Youth Arena. I can't wait to hear what you guys have in store for us today. So of you might
the only Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Hey there, welcome to another exciting episode in Top 7 Jams. It's your girl Pearl.
I just took a shot of whiskey, it's on energy. I tell myself, say I know, go cry, but I cry. We dance like
Yes, if you are just joining us, this is Midweek Connect on NTA Benin. Of course, it's a program that we do x-ray what happens in the society, and we bring in guests to share their thoughts on whatever we have to discuss. And this week, we are looking at children as the future, as the leaders of tomorrow, because we do hear these words many times. And we have guests here in the studio to really talk about what we have today. And sitting close to me, we have a senior pastor with the Omega Fire Ministries, I think Southern Region 2, Benin here. Yeah. Yes, he is Pastor Azena.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you, and my viewers, God bless you.
So good to have you here.
Same here.
Yeah, and next to him is Reverend Benson Ogeraki. Of course, he is also the GO of Star Grace Ministry, Benin City.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, viewers. I know we're going to have a very great time together today.
Thank you so much. I'm having two clergymen here in the studio, and of course they're not just clergymen, they do contribute to what happens in the country, and then lending their voices, because all what we need is a better Nigeria. And of course we'll kickstart the conversation. We begin with Pastor Azena. A lot of times we do hear children are the leaders of tomorrow. How do you relate with this adage, sir?
It is true. I agree with the adage that the children or children in general are the leaders of tomorrow. Not just the leaders of tomorrow, they are hope of any nation. They are future. They are, in fact, they are everything about tomorrow. You see, there's a way God created this world that somebody must succeed somebody. Even like in the test of office, when someone is going out retiring, another person will take over. As though that is how it is even in our society. As the old are going, the younger ones are taking over. So I totally agree that the children are the future of tomorrow. So we can also know much about our future if we can see the children. So the children are the prophecy of our tomorrow. So if what we are seeing in society about our children, we can tell now how our future is going to look like. If it's positive, we know we have positive future. If it's negative, we have negative future. But I pray we should have positive future, because most of the time we talk about future as if it's a revelational matter. Most times it's not revelational matter. What you do today or what you see today determines what your future is all about. Children that are not cared for, children that are not educated, children that are not well brought up, that is already a signal or a danger to our future that we are talking about. And if actually we want to remold our future also, we should not be waiting for next year, next 2 years. We should be molding today, the children today. So I agree totally that our children are the prophecy of our tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Reverend Geraki, what's your thought on that?
I want to start with this, lad. What my pastor have said is 100% correct. And if you also look at it, life is not forever. So you discover that it is an adage that is 100% true, number one. Number two, it's something that every one of us know, that is the system as far as this earth is concerned. Because there is no any of us that can actually stay forever. Then when you give birth to children, you know that a time will come that those children will now become like your strength of tomorrow. So that is why everybody must put their hands on deck to actually know that as far as our children are our future and our tomorrow leaders, so we have to make sure that we put our strength, our resources to be able to train them and bring them up in the fear of God. The reason I use the word the fear of God is because when you look at the system of the world today, there is this kind of fear that the children that we're actually having as our future leaders, what they are copying from the leaders of today. So you discover that it will take the mercy of God for us to actually be able to have a better future. Because the future we are talking about, as far as is the children that are going to take over from there. So you should be able to know that yes, that it will determine whether this generation that is to hand over, whether they have done well or whether they have not done well. For instance, there was a day, I know that was some few years ago, I just decided to enter public transport. And while I was on my way to, I was also coming to TV station that day. Then I met a young man in the car. The young man was just saying something. Hey, the leaders that are there today, anything they want to do, they are free to do it. But when it comes to his time, he was talking about Edo State. He said when it comes to his time, he will make sure he sell the state and hand over the key. I said, what? I looked at him as a pastor. I looked at him, I said, with the word that comes out of your mouth, I said, you can never step there. Everybody in the vehicle were shocked. And all of them started quarreling with him. So as far as his mind is concerned, he feels that is what tomorrow is. So that is why I was talking about the fear of God. I know that there are we still have some time to talk about something, but let me stop for now.
Yes, Pastor Zena, from what he has said, that society contributes a lot, and then we need to ask, what are these issues in the society that has continued to influence the child as he grows up to become something? What are these issues?
I know family is among the society. You can't detach family from society. But I think the family, I'll pick it up from the family. Family is one of the roots of the society. It determines how the society will go, whether it will go good or bad. And also whether we are going to have good children or not, it all boils down to the family. So long we are having some challenges in our family units. You know, if you read sociology, sometimes one of the units or one of the influencing things that influence people is families among peer group and so on and so on. Now, so long we are having issues with our families, definitely we are not going to be assuring ourselves a better future about our children. There are many things that we need to put in place that are affecting the society, affecting our children. First and foremost, broken homes. Most of the times, being a clergyman, I would like to borrow from many persons in the Bible. We never knew their mother. We knew only about their father. One of them is Prophet Samuel. And if you watch the way the children went, it may not be a broken home, but it can start, not for the wife's name not to be mentioned, it can say that there was no unity or there was no togetherness to come and train those children. That's why he was anointed. He was still having problem with the children. Let's talk about Eli in 1 Samuel chapter 4. You discover Eli, the father was just measure. What about the wife? You discover that the children were also wayward. And if you measure two men now in the Bible, let me also measure women who their husbands were not also measured. In 2 Kings chapter 6, two women met themselves and said, let's kill our children and eat. You see the habit. Let's kill the future. Killing the children means let's kill the future. The men, I asked myself, when they were planning to kill the children and boys, where were the men? It showed that was also a home that were not together. Now, if you also look at what Solomon did, when Solomon said, let's divide the child, it was also two women, harlots, no father. One slept and killed the child. You could see the attitude. So, one of the major factors militating, disturbing our future, our children today, is that lack of togetherness, either in the form of divorce or even living together, but the economic will not make them stay together. There are some men that doesn't have time for their children. It's only the woman that is taking care of them. And there are homes, it's only the woman, the man doesn't have. It's only the man, the woman doesn't have time. So long one is missing, there is no way such children can be brought up as their life will be balanced like a child that both parents brought up. So if we must get the society and entire children right, we must advise parents, one, to be together, to team up together, and to train up the children according to Proverbs 22, I think in verse 6 there, the way they should go. So if we can handle our family, then we can handle the children.
Thank you so much. Yes, Reverend, I don't know if you add to what other factors do you also consider?
Okay.
The children are facing.
Okay. One of the factors I want to also consider, to add to what my beloved have said, is that the Bible is such that if we go out of it, there is no way we will not have trouble. Why did I say so? The Bible says, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So, because of that, when you go to so many homes today, you discover that actually character molding supposed to start from the family. But today, look at some children that they talk back at their parents. So that defines the attitude of the youth of these days. For instance, government, they enacted the law, because I'm an educationist.
Okay.
Part of what they enacted the other time is that no teacher is permitted to flog any of the children. When I was in school, do you know that if anything happened at home,
don't take you to your teacher.
If my mom just said, I want to talk to your teacher. In fact, Everybody quickly adjust. It's as if, no, please, whatever you want me to do, I will do it. We'll respect it. Even at that time, when you get to school, you discover that you have to arrange yourself. But today, you discover that you flog a child in the school based on the wrong thing that the child did. Then the mother will just take the child is coming to school to fight the teacher. And when they continue like that, we said, okay, as far as government is also assisting, I say, okay, no teacher is permitted to flog any of the children. So you now discover that he is furthering, destroying the morals of those children. So that is one of the things that government also need to look at. Which parents who usually go to schools to go and be fighting teachers, to go and be fighting school authorities, because they will tell you, you want to kill my child, you want to kill my child. The other day I was talking to them in the church, that is our members now. I was addressing parents. I said, well, you should be able to know that there is danger ahead of you. What is the danger? That you, if you are aiding your children when you know that they did something wrong in the school and the teachers flogged them, and you also rush it to school to say, want to kill my child, you want to do this. I said, note that, for instance, permit me to use this. Private schools, they are there to make their money, though they are also there to impart knowledge. If you say, don't touch my child, they said, okay, whatever you want them to do, they will teach the children to make sure that at least they have knowledge. Then, as far as you pay your school fees and everything, it goes. But you now find out that the aspect of that moral will not actually be enhanced. Then, if you go beyond there, there is another big trouble. What is the big trouble? Is this issue of phones, which is a major distraction to children. Major distractions to children. Why is this so? You see some parents, maybe they want to prove to their own children that, oh, I want to tell my children I love them. I want to tell my children I want their comfort. And you are buying a phone to a child that maybe is in a basic, like a basic. Maybe basic 4, basic 5. Yes. You are buying a phone. iPhone 13 Pro Max. Yeah. Then you are now taking it. Then the child is taking it. It's on Instagram. It's on there. It's on TikTok. Facebook, it's everywhere. Exposed to the whole world. Yes. You will find out that child don't have the wisdom and the ability to be able to maintain and manage the challenges that comes with it. So because of that, some of the children can even through the internet go into other aspects that they are not supposed to be exposed to. So these are some of the challenges that are there, which everybody need to rise up to try to make sure that they tackle it.
Yes, Pastor, because it raises the issue of there's this growing concern on indiscipline and moral decadence among the young generation and all that. Of course, we do hear they churn out students who are good both in character and learning. But at the end of the day, we seem to see the learning overriding character. People postulate him to be excellent, great, and all that at the cost of character. How concerned are you about it?
I would like to say this, that any child that you don't allow to cry today will make you cry tomorrow. Will make the parents cry tomorrow. Naturally, the way God designed the world, to a certain stage of children, they are allowed to cry. That is why when they are coming out from their mother's womb, if they don't cry, they are not identified as a living soul. Their crying starts when they are giving birth to them. And nursing them, teaching them, bringing them up, molding them will require them to also cry. Not most time you say, I don't want my children to cry. They will make you cry tomorrow. Secondly, I can prophesy about your future when I see your children, because your children are the walking stick of your old age. So if I see the way you are bringing up your children, I will know whether you are going to die by BP or you are going to die by your number. It will look funny, because a child that you are pampering now either becoming an armed robber tomorrow, becoming a kidnapper, becoming a deviant, so I know how you are going to die. I can tell you how you are going to die. So this is not prophecy by the Spirit of God, but prophecy by the future that you say your children are. So for not to die by BP, not to die by sickness, not to die in police station and cases, then train up your child in the way it should go. So it is the way the child will go that you will go at your old age will determine how you will go. That is that. Now, talking about discipline, and people prefer learning. It's like you bought a bags of cement. You put them outside. You say you want to sell this rainy season, but there is no room for them. That is how a child with education, without character is. Character is what takes you up. Education, there are people who have no access to education that are doing well today, but there are no man without character that is doing well today. Yes, I can point out in our nation men who are not riding on the wheels of greatness via education. But I'm not saying education is not good, but I have not seen a man who rides on the wheels of greatness without character. So building education, building certificate without character is waste of effort. If parents can wake up and know that, most of us who never had the good education in the beginning, we became who we are based on the moral and the character embedded on us by our parents. So I prefer that my child should be built up with perfect godly character than education. Education is secondary. Character is number one. There are many heroes that lived, affected this world, never had access to forward education, but they changed the narrative of their family, changed their background and all that. I want to say this to parents out there. Like me, I run a school, and also my children are in my personal school. And I've given go ahead to the teachers. Don't say because they are my children. If I see any unwanted character and you did not address it, in fact I will sack you. Beat them, but don't injure them. I'm not in support of the law. They said don't touch the children, but I'm in support of don't put marks, because there are some parents and teachers who will flog and flog and flog. They will transfer aggression of their house rents and their altercation with their landlord or the child. But there's a way you can discipline a child. You flog with love, and yet the child will learn the same lesson. So I have told those who are lecturing or teaching my children the same thing: discipline them. And when I come and meet you discipline, I will join you. So, and even my home, that is how it is. I join you because I don't want to die by BP when I am getting old.
All right, you're still watching Midweek Connect on NTL Benin, and you can always call in to make your contribution or ask questions. The number to call is 0703 695 7086. I repeat, 0703 695 7086. Yes, Pastor Reverend Geraki, he has raised a number of issues. Of course, we live in a society talking about children themselves. Given the age that we are, technology and all that, do you think that the children too are yielding to what's happening in the society today that is really affecting them outside the family? What do you think? The new age we are in, the AI and everything, is it also affecting the children?
It's affecting the children. It's affecting the children. You know, technology is good, but it has advantage and it has disadvantage. Advantage in the sense that it makes you to have more knowledge, it makes you to get used to outside of your immediate environment. It makes you to know about things that are yet to come. But you discover that the disadvantage of it is the aspect, permit me to use phone, because that is what we are used to as far as this time is concerned. When phone was introduced to us in this country, it actually served a very good purpose, because I can still remember in those days when this cellular phone was not here. So at that time, if you want to go and make call, you have to travel, you have to be on queue. It was hectic, and if you also look at it, even Nitel staff were not helping issues then. When they know that they need some things, they can just go to the boss and remove some of the wire. You call and call, it won't go, you now rush down to Nitel. So all those issues have been solved. But when it was given to us, yes, we appreciated it, it's good, and it has actually lifted a lot of burdens and barrier in terms of communication and relationship. But the aspect that you now find out that
hello?
Hello, good morning. I'm calling from Adua here.
Okay.
My question is for the doctor regarding the issue of children. I know quite well that he has a school and they are trying their best. But again, I will ask him because school is one of the places where our children, their life is being modeled. If they are not properly taken care of in the school, it goes to affect them. Most of us who are parents, leave our children care of these teachers. Direct the question to him as a pastor, spiritual leader, director of the school, sir, in your school, I want to ask, are you really sure that the discipline is done to the core?
Very sure. I'm too sure and 100% sure because most of the discipline going on there are done by me to avoid parents and teachers having issue. Like he said, parents have brought war to the school several times, confronting teachers. Why will you flog my? So what I do now, I have a list of some stubborn students. They are close to like 50 something. They are in director list. They are from different classes. Not everybody is from a home that is where you understand. So most of them are stay with grandma. Some of them are parents are not around. So I asked them to give me the list of these people who are misbehaving, who have this character that will not help in our future. So I have about 52 of them. I think this program is live. So I call some of those parents, can you allow me handle them by myself? I can discipline them, so don't say, oh, the school. So if you want to have issue with me. Some are even, their parents are in overseas, which gave me the go ahead. And I'm also telling some parents, if you want to have some things with your children you don't like, personally reach me, my number is there. I will add the child to the list, because a woman reached me about last week and said one of the children is stealing from the provision store, so I should add the child to the list. Because so I do meet with them, talk with them, and also discipline them. There is no, if I'm around, there is no day I don't go to that school to just make sure I monitor these people. If there is anybody who is in that school, please reach the person. Say, what is the role of Pastor Azeme despite the busyness and all that? If there's anything the parents are saying who have their children in that school, they will say, I brought my child because of you. So there is 110% of discipline in that school, especially carried out by me. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello. I can hear you. All right, that's a different scenario. So we are talking about.
Yes, so there is discipline. A matter of fact, it's not only the school. Those who knows Pastor Azeme down to the church. About a month ago, I just by next week or the first we'll make it 1 month. We normally hook up to a quarter program during every first week of Sunday. So that day I wasn't preaching. So I went outside. I saw a woman who was buying, who wanted to buy something for the child, and the child said no, he doesn't want that. And the child was telling the mother, Waka, Waka, you know what that means now? Shaggy waka. The mother was saying, "Oh, you come now," and I met that scene. Hiya! It's like my head turned. He was telling the child, "You come." That is how I took the child like a birth sacrifice. And that child is 3 years, 4 years, but very smart. 4 years at most. And at the end of it, I taught the child a lesson, and he had to kneel down, apologize to the mother. I said, "I will never do it again." And I told the mother, "This thing you are doing now is from the house. In my presence, a child is insulting you, Wakashegi, and you say, 'You please come now.'" So, even in the church, ask anybody who is Pastor Asame. He will tell you he's a man of discipline.
So that means discipline is very important.
It's important. That's what brought me up.
Parents are not, it's like these days, parents are not really taking it as a full responsibility to discipline the children. And they like living, and we don't really understand.
If you
like
look
you
at
were
it,
saying something.
If you look at it, everybody's hands need to be on deck. The reason I'm saying so is because discipline should not be left alone for one particular set of people.
Yeah.
It must start from the home.
Yeah.
Then when it comes to the aspect of school,
even the church,
and the government. For that is the house, the school, the church,
religious center in general, maybe
yes, and the government. So why did I say so? You discover that there is an aspect that the parents can handle.
Okay.
There is an aspect that the school can handle. There is an aspect that the religious body can handle, and there is an aspect that the government can handle. Then in another way, there is another thing I want to quickly say here. You discover that even the training of the children from the home, for instance, like those who have that God has also helped to have money, who have a house help at home. Do you know that is one of the most sensitive factor and the most sensitive aspect that parents also need to also watch out for? For instance, you discover that the house help will wake up on time, will make sure you maintain the house, cooked, bathe the children, dress them for school, and they leave. When they come back, the same thing. And such children, they grow up.
They don't know how to cook.
They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to do any other thing. Do you know, by the grace of God, I have 7 grandchildren now. So the other day when my senior daughter was traveling, her husband is a major in army. Then she brought her children to my house. The senior one is about that is from her house side. It's about 7 years now. Do you know that child can cook? The second one, the same thing. Because their mother started teaching them at a tender age. Though they have a house help. Whereas you can see some other people at the age when they are getting married, they will tell you, I can't really cook. I'm coming I don't want to mention them here. We know of some particular sects or family that they got married. They're not up to 3 months. The marriage scattered.
Because she doesn't know how to cook.
She doesn't know how to cook. And the husband insisted. So these are some of other
everything that has to do with upbringing. Away from upbringing and family and school, let's look at the society.
The society, that's what I wanted to say something about just now.
I want to answer this question. You have children that are, we still have vices against the children.
Yes.
Like you have forced labor, exploitation. Yes. You have marriage, underage marriage, and you have children that are exploited and being all forms of acts are carried against them. And you were talking about government having a role to play.
Yes.
We believe that there's a Child Right Act that has been put in place to help monitor activities that are done against the children and to punish perpetrators. But do you really think, Pastor Zena, that This Child Rights Act has really impacted on how children are being taken care of to attain the future we are talking about?
Thank you very much. Enacting a law is not the problem of Nigeria. It is implementation.
Yeah.
So we have good laws. I just rounded up my law program in AU. Good laws are standing there, but the implementation is the problem. The government of the day, I'm not being particular with one government. Now, the government of the day.
Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
It's a little child. It's getting good afternoon now. Now, the government of the day, or any government that is in power, most time they try their best, but they don't do much when it comes to implementation and supervising the laws that were enacted. Like the child rights you are talking about, the laws about how many of them are implemented? Children are still being abused. Even most of the time, they are not even abused by ordinary citizens. Most of them are still being abused by government institutions. How can you say you arrest somebody, a teenager of 18 years old, who is into Yahoo? I would corner the person to the corner, I empty the money in his account, and let him go. Are you not abusing the child?
Yes.
You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
A child of 80 years who is also into many things already, that institution of government supposed to checkmate are correct. When such a person is arrested, he face the law so that others will learn from the lesson from that.
Yes.
Such a person, an institution of a government, will corner such a person to corner, collect part of money from the person, and release the person. So what lesson are you telling that person? That is also abuse.
Yes.
So it is not just ordinary person that's abusing or whatsoever. We are, the society is among, the government institutions are among. Now, when you talk about how many cases have you seen taken up in those states in Nigeria by institutions that's supposed to fight for such persons, for such children? We have NAPTI. I know they are doing their best, but the cases in the courts, the cases are, available for them, they cannot, most of them, the people available, they cannot handle all. So this government institution needs to be upgraded to help the children, to help the children to defend their rights. That is one. Two, the religious body also is another problem. I'm a religious man. If every pastor can put their foot on ground to also stand to help us build our children up in our various religious centers, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, it will still help them to have a better future. Thirdly, our traditional institutions have actually also in a way fall short of what we used to know. Those days, if they summon you to a king palace by one character, others will learn. Yes, but it's no longer done now. They give the chieftaincy title now. Yes, like to encourage others to do more evil. Those days, your mother will tell you, if you drag my leg, come my side. If you drag my, that's how my mom used to say it. He used the word, don't drag my leg, come outside. But today, a child of 16, 17 can buy the mother a jeep, visit the traditional rural palace, they'll give him chieftaincy title, I give him a land to build the house. What are you encouraging others? So they also have a role to play. Those days, they can summon you, ask you to sit on the ground, the youth summon you, age group summon you.
Yes.
These are the things that brought cautiousness on us.
Hello? Hello, can hear you. Good morning.
It's still the same person. It's still good afternoon.
Hello. What do you have to say? All right, you come back again.
So, in summary, I think protecting the rights of the children as a law is not a problem. We have the law. But the implementation is a problem, the enforcement is a problem, and those even power to enforce it are also be the one now violating the law by even abusing the children. Whether you talk about child abuse, whether you talk about any other thing, it's our system that is corrupting everything. It's not that the law is not there, but the system to implement it is what is corrupted.
Because we still have these things in the society, child labor, we have unhealthy culture. People do talk about that there are impediments to this child acts really coming on stream. This impediment, they point to religion, culture, and all that. What do you think are the impediments to really having them on board to help our children, talking about these acts?
Okay, the first major one is what the doctor has mentioned, which have to do with let me use the word monitoring. What did I use the word monitoring? We were talking about laws just now. They are there. But if the relevant authorities who have been given the right to actually punish the offenders are using it as a means of enriching themselves and letting the people go, is acts, a good act, telling them continue. So they must rise up to their own responsibility to make sure that any offender is punished, and when he's punished, he serves as a deterrent to others to know that that steps is wrong. That is number one. Number two, the parents have to also look at it that on their own, because whatever happens to any child is having a direct negative effect on the home. So that is why every parent also need to also look at it that I'm the first person that have the first responsibility to make sure that my own child grows up in such a way that the child will not bring shame, the child will not become a negative influence in the society. Then number two is that we have to monitor their peer group, so that the kind of friends they also keep, it matters. It's just like when they said, show me your friend and I will tell you whom you are. Part of what is causing some of all these ill things in the society today also determined by the kind of friends that they are being influenced with. Because when, for instance, you are a child that is from a home that is still growing. When I say the word growing, I'm talking in terms of economic strength. And you are meeting with a child that the parents are giving, let's say they are going to school, for instance, and the child is being given, let's say 5,000, say for your lunch. And you are coming from a home where you can't even see 200 naira. So when you are going with such a child and is now taking you beyond what your strength can actually go, you should be able to know that, I don't need to go beyond here.
So that means we should discourage unhealthy competition.
Yes.
Because it's not helping. Yes. Pastor, before we are running out of time, I want you to really speak to, just yesterday, a day ago, children celebrated their day.
Yes, yesterday.
And of course, it's celebrated on the theme, Stand Up, Speak Up, Building a Bullying-Free Generation, and all that. I want you to speak to it.
Okay, first and foremost, happy Children's Day in arrears to all the children. Now, we can have a society that is actually conducive and devoid of bullying. Now, the first thing is that I will encourage those who are going through the process of bullying to speak up. But the problem is not speaking up that is actually a problem. But I still encourage them to speak up. When they speak up, who is there to defend them? Who is there to make sure it did not reverse back to them? But sometimes, let me put this now. When I report to Reverend that somebody is insulting me, and at the end of it, the person and Reverend have become friends, am I not in danger?
Yes, you are.
You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
Am I not in danger? But since speak up, God will defend you. So, but
we are going to have a better society. But let me say this before we go. I know there's no time. The major enemy of our society, our children today, is poverty. When poverty reigns, it takes God's grace for you to have a better children in future. 2 women were killing their children to eat, not because they forgot the labor day. If you watch the scenario, it was poverty in the Bible. So many factors are there, but this very key. If the government can do something about poverty, then we have future for our children. Prostitution will be reduced, kidnapping will be reduced, even Yahoo will reduce. Most of those things are sponsored by hunger. I'm not saying it should be a criteria where people should go ahead, but I'm trying to say, even though you give free education to school for children to go, it's only a child who eats that will go to school. It is true. So poverty needs to be handled if we must also take care of our children. Let me allow him to also give his final words.
All right, Reverend.
Thank you very much.
Words.
Yes, I want to say this, that as far as our children becomes our future, whatever we invest in them to be able to bring them up in the fear and in the nurture of God, and for them to be a blessing to the society and to their generation, we should not see it as a waste. So whether we bring them up both in terms of strength, in terms of education, in terms of discipline and all, we should do it with joy, knowing that whatever we sow is what we will reap. Knowing that if we train up a child, just as the Bible says, is a train up a child in the ways you go, that if he grows up, he will not depart from it. So let us do it while they are still tender, while the opportunity is still there, to remold them so that when they grow up, they will be able to have that fear. Then I want to quickly say this. If you look at those that grew up those days, even when they have not given their life to Christ, you just discover that moral standard is there. So that is why we have to make sure that we copy some of those things that our parents taught us then. For instance, if you go to school and you return back and they give you food, you said, "I've eaten."
Where did you see the food?
In fact,
that is the question.
You must tell them where you see it.
Or you come with pen or pencil.
That is not your own.
That is not your own. You must return it. My mother will follow you back to the school.
Yeah, that means that so many things are not done in our generation now. But the parents should do the way they were dealt with when they were growing up to their own children.
Yes.
I think to be better from what you're saying.
Yeah, parents should need to wake up.
Relaxed. Parents are really relaxed in what they support.
And even government need to wake up. You know, those days when they want to crucify Anini, or when they wanted to execute
Yes.
They brought him to a place everybody can see. That thing, though, it is horrible, but there's a cautiousness that will make you not to go and steal.
Yes.
If judgment, execution can still be, it will help the society. Now, the police arrest you. I beg you, give them 5,000, they will leave you.
So we really need to restore values in society.
So those days you are arrested by policeman. Abba, you're not finished.
Value orientation. Thank you so much, Pastor Azena. It's always a pleasure. At least once in a while I've talked with you, and
thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. You as also
for coming,
watching.
And Reverend Ogiraki. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on these issues. And from what they said, everything boils down to going back to the values that we were once imputed with growing up in our time. And so from what they said, I would like to equally in the words of the president. The president said, celebrating the children, that laws alone cannot help, that everybody, the religious sector, parents, gay givers, the lawmakers, everybody in the country has a role to play to
we should take possession of this initiative that children need to be taken care of. They need to be brought up in a way that nurture them so well, so that at the end of the day, the family and the society can be better for it. Thank you so much for watching us, and we hope to bring another edition next week. Thank you so much. Until then, do have a pleasant day, and bye-bye.